Hi, this is Brent here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my living room. This is going to be another short video. I just made one previously, just uploaded it about a day ago. And I'm really digging the short video format because up until now it's just been like these 30-minute videos. And they've been gorgeous, and I kind of talk about meditation and whatever. But in this one I'd like to see if I can impart just one insight that has occurred to me recently that has brought me just a ton of benefit, and hopefully will for you too. So if you're like me, you are a creative person, you like to explore different media, whether it's music or art or writing or performance, speaking, or whatever it is, movement, sport, and there's a lot of us out there who feel like we have just like a ton of potential, just a ton of, like a lot of gifts we want to offer the world, a lot of things we want to try out, a lot of things that we'd like to master. And sometimes it can be so much that it overwhelms us, and we're like, I don't know where to begin, I don't know what to do. And what makes it worse is that we often suffer from a sense of comparison. We look at other people, and typically, we'll of course look at their social media, what they update, what they upload, and we'll compare our lives, typically the worst aspects of our lives, to the best parts of their lives, and we will compare unfavorably, and we will feel less than, and we'll feel self-conscious and feel like a failure. And also in addition to that is we'll see a lot of like masters and experts out there, these people who have been practicing in their field for a long time, or heaven forbid, the children, who just mastered it right away, like right out of the gate. We'll compare ourselves to them too and feel shitty. And so I wanted to make this video to invite you to a state that is different from the state of comparison and the sense of urgency and the sense of less than and the sense of kind of feeling like a failure or feeling like a fuck up. And so the state that I'm referring to is the creative edge. And so it seems to me that all humans have this capacity to enter into the creative zone, I guess you could say. And so what that is, it's a state of just being on, just being tuned in, tapped in, turned on, feeling totally unhurried, and just feeling in a relaxed, balanced, creative place. And so if we're in this state, which other people also call the flow state, to be in this state, you are able to be your most creative self. You're able to be your most effective self. You're able to create at your maximum capacity and also continue to expand that capacity over time. This is the state from which your potential is achieved, your highest possible potential. So so it's a natural state. I find, I think children are just like easily, naturally, organically, they find themselves in this state. You'll see them in a state of creative play, if you ever see them in playgrounds or when it comes to art time. Even if they're not masterful yet, like they're expressing themselves easily, naturally, and beautifully. And so for us adults, it tends not so much to be the case. And that is because we have ideas that we hold in our head that block us from entering that creative state. And these ideas, they come from all over the place. They come from society, they come from class, they come from family, they come from our peer groups, they come from strangers. Sometimes we just pick up on them telepathically. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to address a couple of these ideas, of these thoughts, and then we'll see if we can kind of pull them out so that instead of just assuming that they're reality, we can look at them objectively and see if they're true or not. So I have three. So the first one is this idea that I am a failure. And you can include in there, I am a failure, or I am failing, or I am about to fail, or I might fail. These thoughts are all kind of like cousins. So ultimately, there are no actual failures from a universal perspective. As time is infinite, as space reaches out in all directions, all there is just infinite time to create as you wish. Your reality is created from you by your reality. Your reality is your own creation, and it's a reflection of your thoughts. So if you have this idea in your head that I'm a failure, then all you're doing is creating the reality of I'm a failure. It doesn't mean it's true. It might mean that you have materialized the reality that I am a failure, and so now you have evidence. Oh, I'm a failure because reasons A, B, C. I don't have money, or I live in such and such a place, or I experience such and such an experience, and you would use that as evidence to support that you're a failure. This idea that I'm a failure, but that doesn't mean it's true. It just means that this is the reality that you've created for yourself, and that you can actually choose a different thing to put in your head. You could actually just start saying, I am a success, and you could start affirming that with all the passion and conviction that you affirm I'm a failure. And if you start doing that, then you start creating the experience of I'm a success, which is much more closely aligned to the creative edge. To be in the creative edge is to be successful, is to feel successful. The sensation of being successful and the sensation of being on your creative edge are very much the same. They're very much aligned. They're the same. So that's number one. Number two, time is running out. There is no more time. It is true that as our planet continues to move around the sun, the number on our age, it goes up. So, it goes up, 25, 26, 27, 28. Eventually it gets to a really high number, and then you die somewhere in that area. That's true. And yet, there, especially so this is we're having this conversation under the assumption that you have you don't see yourself reincarnating, you don't see yourself taking up another life. If you do subscribe to this theory that you live again, that you can have multiple incarnations upon Earth, then time is absolutely infinite. But even if you're of the mind that it's no, just this one consciousness, this one body, and we're done after death, then at least consider the fact that there is enough time now to create something. And the thing is about being on your creative edge is that the feeling of being on your creative edge does not require the state of the creative edge is not concerned about the magnitude or the level of skill that's involved in your creation. To be in flow, to be in the zone, to be on the creative edge, the only thing that's relevant is whether or not you are in a state of creation. And if you are, then you're on your edge. Then you are a success as far as the universe is concerned, as far as your deepest self is concerned. So if you're going into time is running out, I don't have any time, really, it's just a topical idea. It's just, again, it's a reality that you create for yourself. If you say, I don't have time, time's running out, then you create the experience of it being too late. And I can relate to this. If you do this, I used to do this a lot. It's really strange, but there are people out there who spend their whole lives in a state of it's too late. Some people turn an age like 40 or 50, and then they're like, okay, my productive years are over, and then it's like I'm just done. I'm just everything now is I should have. But they spend 30 years talking about what they should have done instead of just doing the thing. So it's just an idea. See if you can install instead an idea. There is time. I am time. I have time. There is time. Just continue to affirm that and turn that into your reality. This is going over 5 minutes. We're going to shoot for 12 minutes now. So I don't know what to do. This is idea number 3. I don't know what to do. Again, just an idea. Of course, there is information to gather if you wish to accomplish one particular thing, but a lot of us are like, I want to create, I want to do, I want to actualize my potential. What do? I feel the urgency, I feel strongly that I want to do it. I'm willing to do it, like I'll do whatever it takes, just let me know. I don't know what to do. Just an idea. See if you can release that idea as well so that you stop creating the reality of, I don't know what to do. And instead, can you create the reality of, I know what I'm doing. I know what to do. And start affirming that again with the same passion that you have been affirming, I don't know what to do. And then you'll find that you just natively, there's an intuition there, there's an instinct. And it's like, even if you don't know specifically what to do in a particular scenario, I know where to get the information. I know how to stay focused. I know how to be consistent. I know how to accomplish what I'm creating. So there we go. Let's use a quick access consciousness statement here, the POC and POD statement. Everywhere you're running, I am a failure, I'm messing up, I am failing, I'm about to fail. Can we destroy and uncreate that now? Yes or no? Yes? Good, bad, right, wrong, POC, POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Everywhere you're running, time is running out. There's no time. Everything's urgent. I have to make the deadline of life. Can we destroy and uncreate that now, please? Good, bad, right, wrong, POC, POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And then finally, I don't know what to do. Can we destroy and uncreate that so that you can realize that you do? Good, bad, right, wrong, POC, POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. There we go. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Enjoy that gorgeous, gorgeous creative state. And I'll be with you in the next video. Goodbye.